Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Blade Warband Viking Conquest here, where we are in an interesting position. I wouldn't say we're in a good one. We are still pretty powerful in the grand scheme of things within the British Isles, but our unsuccessful invasion of Ireland didn't really go to plan, and we lost a lot of troops. We still hold Dublin. How much longer we'll hold Dublin onto, or how much longer we'll hold on to Dublin, I'm not sure, to be honest. Hello Whiskers, how are you today? We are also at war with quite a few factions. We are at war with Denmark, although they have nothing left, and they'll be knocked out of the game fairly soon, I would think. Wessex, still fairly quiet, still not holding that much land. East Anglia is a problem, Mias is a problem, Outclut, Lagan, Connacht and Mead. So a lot to go on with. And most of these wars are going to continue for quite some time. So that could be interesting. I'm doing okay, thank you, Whiskers. I'm just going to turn the music slightly, because this mod or this game can never quite get the music volume quite how I need to. Right, initially I need to go get some more troops, because we are very much under... We've got 13 troops. I don't really want to take them out of my own lands if I can help it. I'm recruiting. Of course, time will be rewarded. 300 pennies, that will do. 3 Norse Freedmen. We're just going to have to recruit whoever we can from wherever we can. I also think we want to try and invest in our ships as well. Not 15 Norse Freeholders, that's more like it. But I accidentally... That was a mistake. I accidentally left and misclicked, and now I can't recruit from there. But I should be able to recruit from there fairly soon. But I want to increase my ships as well, I think, purely just so I can have more capacity when I'm invading kind of abroad, Ireland, Frisia, Norway. How much for these Sphere Warriors? 14 for 6 grand. I will do that, because the Sphere Warriors are bloody tough soldiers. Really good soldiers. And they do cost a bit of money, of course, but in the grand scheme of things we should be okay. I do also want to just speak to this happy widow and raise the morale of my men, because, having had our entire squad wiped out, it means that people aren't very happy, understandably. So we'll have to do our best to kind of recoup our losses here, hopefully quite quickly, because we are at war, as I said, with a great deal of people. So the quicker we can deal with that, the better, I think. I would like to go to war with the Mumain, because they hold a lot of territory around here, but I can't really justify going to war with 9 factions. I'm already... Oh, someone's left. Someone's left my land, that's unfortunate. They've gone to Cornwall. Has any land been sent over to them? Let's just check Denmark. I think we're okay. I think there might have just been one of those villages. I think we do need to cut how many vassals we have, and just focus on the ones that actually like us. But we'll just have to see. We'll recruit for Denisham. I'm recruiting. Okay, I shouldn't have tried to do that. I should have just tried to pay him the actual money. We'll have to come back to him at a later date once we've stopped annoying him. Can we recruit from Edoras? No, because that's not an actual town. I'm sad we lost Bebbanburg. I have a little... I like Bebbanburg. I'm sad we lost it. We'll get it back, but I just kind of wish we didn't have to do that in the first place. We're heading to... Oh, 101 robbers. No, thank you. We only have 35 troops. I don't think we could take those guys on by themselves. But at least they might be able to cause a bit of issues for Bebbanburg until we can take it back for ourselves. There is a ransom broker here, but we've got nothing to sell. We've got some veterans over here. I'll take them, because I want to get my land back up and quickly. Bebbanburg himself needs some help. We have a rather small unit of soldiers, but we should be okay to be able to help them out. And also, we should get a good amount of money back soon from our weekly wages. So I'm hoping we'll be able to go out and help here at Bebbanburg himself. 46 Reavers. But we do have some pretty strong infantry, albeit not many of them, so we're going to have to use that to our best advantage, really. And these guys, they're fairly tough in terms of bandits. They're not like Sea Raider level, but they're still not very easy. I'm actually going to get off my horse, I think, purely because I don't think it's the best use for this kind of fight. I think I'm actually better off, because it's such a hilly fight and it's in a village. I actually think I'm better fighting on foot for the most part. We'll go after you if we can. Voila, nice. Ow, that hurt. That was a bad time to get a throwing weapon in my, well, my chest really. Thankfully not an injury that I need to go get healed up, but it still shows that even at this stage in the game, you can still take some pretty heavy knocks to some people. And, you know, there's not much better armour that we can get now. I think there is a little bit, but in terms of how much it would actually give me in terms of the increase in terms of its armour, would not be a huge amount, to be honest with you. Do you have any tasks for me? I don't want to do that quest. I was hoping for the slave quest because that takes all of like 2 seconds to do. We'll head... Man, I tell you what, the Moon Main are actually become quite good. They've got Jorvik, they've got Bemba. But look at that, 20,000 a week. That's incredible. Even with some places under sequestration. Most of that's actually from Dunbreton, some from Edinburgh, some from our kind of taxes, as well as all the businesses we have set up from earlier on in the campaign. So I would like to go to war with the Mumain to retake Jorvik, to retake Bemba, but it may not be the right time. More Sphere Warriors. How much do you cost? 14 view for 6,000? Absolutely. These are big outline costs, but in the long run, it means that we'll get an army back together in a hurry, which is what we need. Because we can't really, given how many people we're at war with, we can't really afford to wait. And we are still making good enough money that we can just recoup these losses fairly soon. But we are also having issues with our lords as well. So pretty soon we're going to have to try and deal with them as best possible. And try and make people not leave all the time. But I mean, we can always get new lords, but they're probably not going to be ones that like us very much. Here's 500 pennies. Please give me 9 peasants. Not great, but it's something. I think Crepenham we have good relations with. Well, I said we have good relations. We don't have great relations with. Here's 500 pennies. Please give me your peasants. They're not ideal, but it's something. We'll head to Mamerham. We do need to deal with the Mumain because they seem to be quite a strong competition at the moment. Oh, he very much just avoided those renegades. That was... I should have really sped up, especially when I'm so low on troops and health. Recruit from here, 4 more peasants. Problem is, every time these lands change hands, I have to recruit. I have to pay the new village elder some money. So it's not perfect, but we'll have to see. Angle Freeholder, we'll get sorted. And then we'll head up to whatever this place is called. How on earth do you say that? Ligualidham, I'm going to say. I probably absolutely butchered that. I apologise to anyone living in such a place. Kelaguade. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the defections down the bottom of the map to see if there's any major defections from my land that I know of or am aware of. I think we will. There's Dublin. Are we going to be able to save? We're not going to be able to save Dublin in time. We're just going to leave it for now. I think probably maybe we focus on the British Isles. It might be the better option. Because at least they're closer to home that way. How are we doing? We've still got 22,000 pennies to work with, but of course the more people we upgrade in terms of their training, their skills, the more it's going to cost us. I'm actually going to stop off in Edoras to just get some morale boosts, so speak to Hula, or Gula, I can never quite remember how to say it. And we'll also go to the Refugees Hall, I'll speak to Wamba, and I want a feast for my men. And I will drink, laugh, and shout as they come, but I'm not going to give them money because we probably need that money. We lose a bit of reputation, but we get morale, and that is important. I'm just going to stop off in Hadrian's Wall again. Lots of people also joining Norway. So that could be interesting. I mean, that Norway might be a big competition going forward. I'm just going to stop off in Hadrian's Wall, because last time I was here we could actually got one of our old companions, Caleb, back, because he lives at Hadrian's Wall. And I'm just wondering if he's back here now. He may or may not be. It might only be a one-time event. I don't think he is here. I can't see anyone at home. Hadrian's Wall, eh? What a cool concept. Okay, let's move onwards. At least the initial part of this stream is just going to be me doing a whole bunch of recruiting. Here we go, here's 500 pennies. I want to get as many men as possible. I could, of course, take these men out of some of my lands, but that doesn't feel like a very sensible thing to be doing. If I can make this leader like me a bit more, that might also be useful. Do you have any tasks? Cattle? I can get you cattle, that's fine. Here's 500 pennies. I want to recruit some volunteers. Only one British serf, but it's Britain serfs, but I'll do something. We need to give 4 heads of cattle, so we can go to... I don't know if we can buy it from the farmland, actually. But we'll have a look. Why do I have... Okay, no, I'm leaving. Oh, I can't leave. That's an actual problem. Aha! This is definitely an ambush, isn't it? Especially as we've got Asbjorn and Solvik, who don't have anything on them. Goodness sake, we might just have to repeat this process in a second. I don't think we're going to be able to deal with all these guys. I should not have come into this farmland, because that's going to be a game over event. This will be a game over event. I think I've encountered this one before. So I'll have to reload the save. Because I don't think I can get out from here. Which is annoying. I really should give Asbjorn and Solvik some clothes. Definitely not a trap. Definitely not a trap. Oh, look, it's a trap. Hello. Man who's definitely not a Viking here to kill me. Oh, look, you're a Viking here to kill me. Oh, God, there is quite a few of them. Let's see if we can go after those guys back there. There is a lot of them, more than I would very much like, to be honest. If we could win this, that would be great, because I don't have to do that whole process again. But there's quite a few of them. Ow. If I could deal with these guys before they would kill me, thank you. That's going to be a game over. Victory. I don't think they'd steal my clothes. I think I do actually lose the game here. I lose 10 renown. That's not terrible. Game. Yes, I'm aware that I've lost, but can I please leave? Hello? Oh, there we go, that's fine. Game's not over, that's fine. Remind me never to do that again. At least until I've got some people kind of out and about with more gear than I do currently. Here's 500 pennies. I'm going to recruit some volunteers, 14 peasants. I also want to buy some cattle, 5 of them will do. I know we only need 4, but it's not a problem. We'll leave the cattle onwards. Push them north, keeps them getting raided, that's fine. We're just going to take these guys back to Tref Gob. And go to the village centre. Yep, go to the village centre and speak to the leader. For some reason we can't ride in there, we have to be all impressive and walk in on foot, but you know, hey ho. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why sometimes you have to walk in, because this isn't the slave event, which I know you do have to walk in for. But that's okay. Here's local leader. I'm also going to... hang on. I'm going to recruit some volunteers, one British serf, and then I want to go back to the leader again. Maybe it's because it's kind of coming to dusk and night time, you have to kind of walk in. Don't know why I'm getting my sword and shield up. Damn, do I look dapper. Right. It's the same pig. I think that pig might be hard-coded to do that. I'm also going to gift you a head of cattle. The cucumber is back. Oh, hey, welcome back. Good to see you. I need to go back to Bearham to find the... We've lost Dublin to Kingdom of Laithlind. I expected that to happen. And he's also saying I can't recruit in his lands. That's fine. Where is this slave encampment? It should be somewhere near Bearham. We've only got 3 days. I'm doing okay, thank you. Cucumbers. Good to be playing some games. There's the hideout we needed. Wonderful. And thankfully this guy's pretty easy to find today. Because sometimes he can be kind of hidden in the trees or in the hills, but thankfully he's right here. That's that. I'm here to bring you back to your master, and unfortunately I care little about your destiny because I need troops, and this is the quickest way for me to get troops. I will outlaw slavery when I'm king of all of Britain, but up until that point you're just going to have to deal with being a slave. I do apologise, sir. Go to the village centre. I can't even remember where the town leader is in this one. Village leader, I should say. The local elder. He is the one NPC who's not moving, but I don't actually know where he is. That'll be him over there. Let's turn around. This is quite a nice village, actually. Normally the villages are a bit more dull than this one. Hello there, sir. Gets a notification on Discord and ignores it. Oh wait, it was a stream notification. That's alright. That's what it's there for. Now we leave and we recruit 10 more peasants. You know, peasants aren't going to do much for me, but they can, and these Anglo peasants can become decentish soldiers in time. We're starting to get our company back together after our loss in Ireland, which is good. I also want to go back to Edinburgh and then to Dunbreton and see if I can make peace with someone. Someone else has defected from Britain to Cornwall. Any more land has been lost? I'm not entirely sure. We somehow still hold Winchester after all this time, because we've had Winchester like since the very early days of this kingdom, and for some reason we haven't lost it. So I'm definitely not complaining. I'm just quite surprised, in all honesty. Okay, let's head into Edinburgh. Ask for potential recruits. 40 Norse freeholders. Excellent. And I also want to go to the mead hall. Traveller, sailor, happy widow. I will raise the morale of my men, purely because I think it's a useful thing to do. Trade with locals, I think we have plenty of food. We could probably do some different foods. Let's get meat, dried meat, some bread, some butter, some wheat. That should see us through for the time being. And then I'm going to head to Dunbreton, and then I think we want to probably call the banners up again. I just don't know really who we want to go after, to be honest. Let's have some more recruits here. 6 Britain freemen. Head to the meat hall. Anyone of interest? There is a ransom broker here. Do we have any prisoners? We do. Excellent. We'll take them to sell. They'll be worth a pretty penny. We'll have to do it in a couple of loads though, because we do have quite a few of them. So sell all of you. It's a good thing about having a couple of towns that you can store a whole bunch of prisoners, and if a lord walks in, it automatically garrison the prisoners in your castle, which is really nice. They're not worth a huge amount, these prisoners, but I'm not going to say no to free money. Traveller, sailor, and happy widow. We will raise the morale of our men again, I think. None of our men are going to complain about having another night with a lady of the night, I don't think. Keolwulfing, good name. You don't like me, so no. Britain, okay, I'm not going to say all these names. You're my arch rival. Why are you here? Oh, you're still actually my vassal. That's kind of awkward. I thought you'd gone by now. Brunhild. Fiefs. We can give a few fiefs away. We'll give one to Bodo because otherwise he'll get angry. Okay. We need to try save some people from losing all their land, or from losing all their relation, because some people just really don't like us at all. Okay. You don't like us, Infrith. I think it's probably too late to give you land. We'll give Ethelred some land. I want to try consolidate the people, the guys that do like me already. I'm trying to consolidate them. I want to give you some land, and I need to give this land to someone. This is what everyone loves in Blade Warband, is town and kingdom management, eh? Let's give some to you, because I'd rather not have you defect. That's fine. That's good, my wonderful wife. Nothing from you there. Let's try make peace with someone. Hang on. Let's go to notes, factions. We're at war with so many people, it's ridiculous. Denmark, we might have a truce. Wessex has only just recently declared war. East Angles has only recently declared war. Mias, Alclut, Laken, Connacht, Mead. The only one I can really see to make peace with is Denmark. Maybe Wessex if we're lucky. Let's just try start lowering the amount of people we're at war with. Helgi Kittelsen, good name, but I'm not going to speak to you just yet because then I have to make a decision. Let's see if we can dispatch emissaries to Wessex and Denmark to make peace. So we'll send Asbjorn and then Vader. And we'll work from there. Not particularly because I don't think I can take these two kingdoms on, but purely because I don't want to be at war with 8 different factions at the same time. It feels like a terrible thing to be doing. And the other ones are all fairly recent new wars, so I don't feel like we can really go after them just yet. Now what do we do? Because we could go after the Moulmein, but that doesn't feel very useful. We could go try retake Dublin back, depending on how many lords come with us. Or we could push into East Angle down here, but then that's also quite far away from the rest of us. But at least it's in the same land mass, the same country. We could go for Cirencester. We go for... How much land does East Angle hold, I wonder? It holds a bit, but they don't have that many vassals. I wonder if we just start taking over whatever we can in all parts of the world at this point. Dear, what do I do? What do I do? And some of these troops are still not very strong troops, so I need to be a little bit careful. You laid, are we at war with you? I don't know if we are. I don't think we're at war with you, but let's just double check before we... Okay, we're not good. Kingdom of Denmark is no more. Excellent. Our plan was to knock them out of the game, and we've done so, but at a cost of stability in our main area. I'd like to go... Oh, that's... Jorvik is now Norwegian, which I don't think it always was. I'd like to retake Bebemba, but I'm just gonna call the banners and see who we can assemble. We may not be able to assemble as many people as I might like, but we're gonna give it a go. We've got 1 here, 2 here. We could potentially go to Ireland. They are kind of weaker soldiers in general. Where are our ships? Because we could go retry. We could go and retry taking Dublin and see if that goes any better. All our ships are currently in Dunbreton. We still have enemies raiding our land. Not ideal, but we're going to have to make it work. Wolfing. I just signed you up. He's joined the Moulmein already. Did I sign you up? No, I didn't. I thought I didn't sign you up. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I can't remember. So, you encounter so many lords nowadays, it's kind of hard to remember. I will take those Sphere Warriors. And I also want to go to Edinburgh and get some more troops from there. It's nice to actually see our traders out and about. And Happy Widow, I will... No, not do anything there. I don't think I need the set. Oh, that's an ambush. Such a waste. That was definitely an ambush, not a kind of a drunken assault. Trade with the locals. Let's just sell that sex for not much money, but it's something. But we will buy what food we can because we're about to go out on a fairly long campaign. We are going to attempt to take back Ireland. And one of our lords there is just going after some Christian clergy. Let's just pretend we don't see that. The people of the defeated kingdom of... can't speak. The people of the defeated kingdom of Laithlind have taken up their weapons, and King Gudflod Legnason has taken a fee from the kingdom of Northumbria. The kingdom of Laithlind have been restored. Long live the king. Where have they taken? Notes, factions. It's interesting that Laithlin's come back. Whoa! Wow, they came back with some land, blimey. Man, all due credit to Laithlind. My word. I thought they would just come back with like one faction, but they've absolutely crippled Northumbria. Does Northumbria have any land left? It does not have much. Wow, Laithlind has come back as a new competitor, and a strong one at that. Holding Canterbury. Holding... how would I say that? Rendlesham. Holding Dinarth, Whitson. My word. All due credit to them. Northumbria is now a very weak faction. We're not actually... I don't think we're actually at war with Laithlind at the moment, to be honest. Oh no, we are. Cool. We're at war with Laithlind. Is there any land we think we... Well, that makes my decision for me. We're not going to go to Ireland just yet. If we're at war with Laithlind, we're going to go. And we get a good amount of money. Less than we got last week, but that's because we are doing some heavy hiring. That, I tell you what, that might have actually saved us. Here, have some money. What are you and your men doing? You're following me. Good. We are going to go after the Kingdom of Laithlind because they've just... Oh, they've just... Oh, wonderful. They've just had... Someone's just defected from Norway to Laithlind, which means this is incredible because this allows us to take this land without declaring war against anyone new. Now, the Kingdom of Laithlind are a strong faction, but we should be okay. And we're going straight for Jorvik because Jorvik is a strong place. And I have always wanted Jorvik for myself. Oh, Jarl Orkan, 561, my word. You spilled your smoothie and now I want to cry, my poor smoothie. Whoa, 631 troops, okay. Interesting. Maybe we don't start with Jorvik. I'm sorry you dropped your smoothie, that's not fun. Let's give it a go. 631 troops though is a lot, but I want to take Jorvik. Can I get you to surrender? Oh, they are willing to surrender. That's unexpected. I thought with 631 troops they wouldn't, but they are. So off you pop. It's my land now. And I'm going to defer appointment for a little while. I'm also just going to save because sometimes this game struggles a little bit. There we go, we've taken Jorvik. Just like that. We'll head on to Wixen. Honestly, this is possibly the best thing that could have happened to us was Laithlind coming back and taking all of Northumbria's land. Because first of all, that's crippled Northumbria, and it's also given us some land to take without having to go abroad, which is good. I think eventually there will be a time where I actually appoint a marshal to take over. But for now, I just need you to surrender, please. All this land is now mine. I'm also going to upgrade who I can. Companions, Britain warriors, Norse companions. We're starting to get back on the right track now. I think we will leave Ireland for another day, depending on what happens. Okay, Wexen I don't particularly need to hold on to for myself for the time being. I want to give it to someone so they don't run away. Ethelmord we don't need to. Who can we give it to? Because I don't need more castles to myself. I don't think that's that useful for me. I'll give it to Corsantin Makeda, because that should get him into a positive mind frame with us. And we can move on to Hrepenham. Wonderful. Or Hrependen. I wonder where that is in modern day Britain. Presumably something fairly similar. King Horik Gottfridsson will have a truce would you believe, because Denmark, it doesn't exist anymore. So it's not that remarkable. As you travel, you come across a farm. Instead of showing customary hospitality, the farmer bars to the entries, puts his slaves armed at the door. Still, you know they are no match for your men. Move on, it's not worth stopping. We lose some renown, and our men don't think we are a good leader, but I don't think it was worth it, to be honest. We are going to proceed Shreppenham, or Hrependun, at least for the castle. We have enough men. I think they will probably surrender. No, they are not going to surrender, but that might be because the rest of the lords aren't here. Let's try that again. Now you need to surrender, sir. Thank you. And I'll take more of this land. Because more land means more strength, more money, more power, and more land to give to vassals. We'll do a Norse freeholder. But really we should do some more Norse bowmen, to be honest. And Hrependun, who can we give that to? I could give it to Enfrith, but he already doesn't like us, so there's no point trying to save a lost cause in that regard. Who will give Ethelred some more power and some more land so that he likes us, because we need to give it to people who like us in the long run. And let's go on to Dinarth. This is the great thing about going off, that now that Nathan's here, because now that we're here, we can go after East Engel as well. We can push into Dunwich. This is actually incredible. This has actually been like the saviour of this stream. Because now we can do a much more fortified push out. We can go after Dinarth. We can now really push against Laithlind, against East Engel. Especially here, we can basically take all of East Anglia and then really push for peace, hopefully. And maybe go after, then we're into Mias. We can pretty much take all of Eastern England at this point. Of course, if they all band up together against us, then that could all go terribly wrong. But in the meantime, I think we'll be okay. Enemies keep on raiding. Not ideal, but needs must. I don't really have time to look after individual villages. Dinarth, I require your surrender. Thank you. This is the good thing about, just by running around with a large amount of troops, they automatically surrender. Which is excellent, because then we take these places and we don't actually need to do any, we don't actually need to have any issues. Okay, who can we give? Who can we give this next place to? You, God, you hate us, blimey. No, you're definitely going to defect soon. Who can we give it to that might actually stay with us? We can give it to Enfrith. We can give it. Let's give it to Eckwald, because that should get him back on side. It won't be perfect, but he should at least like us a little bit more. Okay, that's Dinarth done. We're not actually at war with Gren at the moment, so we'll head on to Gegnersburg. Some of these names, man, I'm telling you. Even though I live in this country and have lived here all my life, and I know all the weird inconsistencies in terms of language and how you say the names, it's still, some of them still kind of cause me trouble. Solvig is back. I've found you, have returned from my mission from the Kingdom of Wessex. Ethelred Ethelwulfing is alarmed by the growing power and therefore will not conclude a peace. That's fine. He's not a particularly strong opponent at this time anyway. And at this point we're never really going to have any actual friends because, we are the strongest faction. So it's never really going to happen. 45 robbers. I'm just going to probably kill them purely to get some morale back. If I can catch up with them. Only because when you take land in the way that I do normally, which is just using my kind of overwhelming force of numbers to get them into surrender, you actually lose morale because your men don't get to fight and they get frustrated and annoyed by that fact. So we actually do need to do some kind of actual fighting as well, otherwise our men will lose their morale, and we're kind of a bit too far away from our local well-known area to kind of get our morale back in a hurry. I would like to actually get back above 300 population from my army, especially if we're now not going to Ireland. If we're now pushing into Laithlind, into East Angel, into Mias, then we don't need to really focus on having a ship-worthy army. So I think we'll do that, but it's a question of just finding the troops from somewhere. We could maybe hire some bandits. I possibly could have hired these bandits, but they're not perfect. I'll get everyone to charge now. And do this. I would also like to try to kill some actual lords of enemy factions, because while I am at war with a lot of people, and I expect to be at war with a lot of people, if I could narrow that down slightly, that would be great. Obviously Denmark no longer exists, but in that kind of to kind of counterbalance that, Kingdom of Laithlind have returned, which has actually been very useful for us. It's given us a good foothold and a good progression throughout the British Isles, but it does mean we're still at war with the 8 kingdoms. And yes, some are very weak and some are Irish, so they're not kind of an immediate concern for us here in mainland Britain, but it is still something we need to be concerned about. So we can do some horse archery or horse... I don't know if there's a term. Is it like horse javelining? That's not a term, surely. We'll blow our horn. Even though really these are only bandits, we don't need to be too concerned. There we go, 4 morale. I'll probably let my troops have any of the loot. I'm going to leave all the loot for my men, just because I think that's the worst thing to do. Man, the name of Snottingham always just makes me laugh. Where were we going? We were going after Gegnesheim, weren't we? There were some more robbers there which we wanted to take on. Again, just for some more... No, that's the wrong place. We want to go to Gegnesheim. Oh. We might go after those... Do you want to go after those robbers? Yeah, we will. Just, again, purely to get some more land. Or some more morale, I should say, sorry. Or will you join us? No, you won't. Great, which means I can kill you instead. We'll push to this hill up here. Obviously, these aren't particularly tough battles. We outnumbered them, and our quality is better, at least for the most part. But it's purely just to get our men riled up, ready for the long campaign ahead of us. Which is an important thing to do. I think we probably... Let's just charge them, to be honest. I don't think we should have a huge issue. We'll just let our cavalry push in last, because they're probably less of them and weaker. But they can probably go now. I think everyone else is probably already en route at this point. Let's use our throwing weapons. We'll hopefully try to thin out the crowd a bit, but not if we miss nearly all our shots, but now we're starting to do some good damage. Go after you. Wonderful. Kill you. Kill you. Kill you. Wonderful. Or as Harry Potter says in Harry Potter, he always just says brilliant, which is a rather like fun English phrase, but I know it's used everywhere, but he just seems to say it all the time in Harry Potter. Brilliant. Harry, I've just been accepted for Hogwarts a history. Brilliant, Hermione. Brilliant. I can't do how he says it, but I just find it amusing how often he says brilliant in that entire franchise. I think there's a compilation of him just saying brilliant over and over again throughout the entire 8 films. Okay, let's get everyone upgraded. Britain Warrior. Let's get Norse Bowman. Anglo Freeholder. Yeah, we could get up to 395 troops, although trying to keep all those guys happy would be awful. So we probably won't do that. But let's keep pushing. Let's start making some good progress. Boda's been defeated again. And every time the Lords get defeated, they don't really like us very much. Harry, Voldemort just killed Dumbledore. Brilliant. Brilliant, Hermione. Brilliant. I don't know what it is. He just says brilliant all the time. I find it really amusing. Can we actually get into this place? There we go. Besiege, and I ask for your surrender. You will surrender. Thank you. And we will take all the troops here possible. Harry, we've just murdered your parents. Brilliant, Lord Voldemort, brilliant. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, who can we give this to? Who's not going to defect straight away? You! And hopefully you might actually come join us on the campaign. Right, where's next? We're looking for orange, we're looking for blue. We'll just keep pushing into East Angle. It's really the best way now. So we'll head to... Where on earth is that place today? Linklin, I have no idea. I mean, of course, some of these might just be forts in kind of nowadays. Because, you know, Bebbanburg was such a huge place back in the day for, like, local trade and culture and historical and military value. But now it's Bamburgh Village. It's nowhere near as important. It would be one of these smaller villages. But back in the day, Bebbanburg was of huge importance. Again, arguably, Bosvenna, modern-day Bodmin, was a really big cultural and historical hub back in the day. Now, Bodmin's quite a small town in, possibly even a village in Cornwall, so it's quite funny how things change over time. Where were we? We were going after this town that I can't, this village, Town Ridge Castle, see if I can get it the third time lucky. How many men do you have? Hopefully not enough. Only 400. We can probably take that on. Besiege and surrender. Cute. Oh, you actually have some troops. Nice. More troops the better, really. I'm actually genuinely ecstatic that Laithlind came back because it has given us the opportunity to really push forward. It's a bit of a weird thing to want for like an old faction to come back, but it's actually been very, very helpful. I thought this guy wasn't wearing shoes, but he's just got some very straw-covered feet. Norse Warrior Archer. I actually need some more of them because we don't really have any archers at the moment. We do have 40 Severe Warriors, and they are tough cookies, that's for sure. More Freeholders, more Norse Bowmen, more Angle Companions. Excellent. And we can give this to someone. We'll give this to Don Chad. People aren't going to like us for doing that because Don Chad's not a kind of a major vassal. But that's okay. Okay, where's next? Nottingham, everyone's favourite named place. Ooh, hello. I want to kill you purely just for the prisoners, but also for the morale boost. And the money, actually, as well. Your luck has run out, wretch, prepared to die, although maybe I could have asked them to join me. Rousing speech. Good. That was good speech. Skirmishers, don't do anything. We have 2,000 troops. There's actually a pretty good calling of the banners. It's a bit like the marshalling at Dunharrow, Lord of the Rings. But we don't have everyone here with us, but having 2,000 troops is pretty good. We can probably hit through the majority of things that come our way. There is 100 of them, so we will actually set up a somewhat proper formation. It doesn't need to be perfect, but we may as well set one up. Archers here. And skirmishers here. If this kind of Eastern England, East Anglia campaign goes well, then we should be in a very strong position to take over the remaining of the British Isles. Once we've taken the British Isles, Ireland should fall, Frisia should fall, Norway should fall, without too much issue, I would think. Because once we've taken all of Britain, there won't be, you know, if we can, sure there'll be rebellions, there'll be some resurgent factions, but nothing that I don't think we won't be able to handle. Okay, let's go to you lot. Do some throwing weapons. Let's just make sure not to get too close because we could still die and get a javelin to the face or something similar. And I think we can charge now because most people are already starting to rout or damage from arrows or javelins or something similar. Okay, let's push forward. After you. I wonder what we're going to play once this series is done. Because I did think about going straight into another Warband series, probably a Pendor one. But this is going to be far and away my longest series I've ever done on the channel anyway, so it might be good to have a break. But then again, people like the Warband series. It's quite a popular one on the channel, so I'm a little bit torn in terms of what to play next. So I've always had an XCOM 2 series on the cards in the back of my mind, but as a streaming series, I'm just not sure if it'll be a well-received series. It's a fun series, but it's also a game which is quite oversaturated, I think, on Twitch, on YouTube. And while this game here is not a game that many people play anymore, Warband, it's still a game that has a little bit of a kind of cult following, even more so than its successor, Bannerlord. And so I'm a little bit, I don't know what to do kind of next in terms of the next big series. Because I don't know which one will finish first. I don't know if it will be Kingdom of Deliverance or this one, because this one, while we're making good progress, probably still has a little way to go. Whereas that was a terrible loot, goodness me. Well, I suppose there were 2,000 of us. But Kingdom of Deliverance isn't that long of a game, so we'll have to see. But I'm sure I've got plenty of time to think about that, that's for sure. Because it's going to be a little while yet. Okay, into Snottingham, which again doesn't have too many people. Let's just wait for more people to catch up. And then in we pop. Besiege the castle, and I will require your surrender, sir. Thank you. We've taken Snottingham. Who can we give Snottingham to, just because it's a fun name? You've only got... we could give it to Lord Bodo, but he already likes us quite a bit. And people don't like it when we give stuff to Bodo, because he's not a noble by birth. But most other people already have land. You don't like me, for obvious reasons. And Frith. I'm trying to find someone who just has villages. But you don't like me. Let's actually get this guy on side even more. I know that gives him 2 forts and therefore quite a bit of power, but if we can get him back on side, that would be important. And the more he likes us, hopefully, the better we can do there. Let's go to Ham, the next kind of place that I can see. And then maybe we might go after... I would say we would go after Cirencester, but that's actually Cornwall, not East Anglia. We could go after that place over there, but that's a little far away. I think we can focus more on this side of the map. So into Ham we go. Oh, that's just the village. We need to go to Ham Tune, I think. That's that's an East Anglia trader. Come here. I want your money. I demand something from you. How much for a toll? 1,200? No, I want everything. And that also knackers your economy, or the economy of East Anglia a bit, so it's not a bad thing to do at all. Right. Where are they? Oh, I always forget that when you're doing the traders, the fights against the traders, they have like 1 of 2 maps that you can actually fight them on. I mean, we have many more troops than they do, so I'm just going to do the infantry charge straight away, as with the spearmen and the archers and the skirmishers. Cavalry can push when they're ready. Take out your horse. Someone else or myself should be able to finish you off. I think you're the caravan master. You were the caravan master, you're not anymore. Okay, I think everyone can charge at this point. I wouldn't normally charge across the river, so kind of blatantly, but we have enough troops, I think. Our side lost a leader, that's going to be one of the other lords, that's not a problem. A couple of lords now. But we should be able to take them on without really too many issues. Not if you kill our horse, though. Who I'm going to call Pebbles, like the Kingdom Come series. Ow. 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 Leave me alone. Time to get off a horse. Ow. We'll be fine, but taking a javelin to the face is never fun. definitely, I think we're lucky to have got the Laithlind campaign underway. And it's lucky, and they've also crippled Northumbria in the process, who was quite a strong faction up until recently. So all in all, they've given us someone that we can go to war with without actually having to declare a new war, which is good. They're still kind of a new resurgent faction, so they're still a little bit weak and all over the place. And they've kind of mixed their land somewhat near to East Anglia, so we can go after them pretty much straight away and then onto East Anglia afterwards and wrap up that entire campaign. And we will take all these prisoners possible. On 284 troops. Let's make sure everyone is upgraded as possible. There we go. Get you up. Get you up. I do love our Sphere Warriors though. Right, Hamtune, 400. Oh, hang on, who are you? You're a Mies. Oh yeah, Mies. Let's go after you as well. There's the toll free passage here. Yeah, you can just have the money, that's fine. You can just give us the money. Thorstein Olafsson has left the Kingdom of Britain and joined the Kingdom of Laithlind. Did you betray any lands? Yes, you did. Git. Let's just confirm that was him there. Treff Gob. Show map. Yeah. Jarl Olaf. Jarl, what's his face? We're gonna have to go back and deal with him. I don't think he had any other land though. I hope not anyway. No, he just has Goban and Treff Gob, but that's fine. We'll go back and tear that place back later on. I think that's okay for the time being. We're on a bit of a roll here. I don't think we want to lose that. Let's besiege here. I require your surrender. Thank you. Who can we give this to? I really want to try and make the most lords happy as possible. Of course, I can do that with money. For the time being, we're going to have to just rely on giving out land. I will take Jorvik for myself, but I can't do that out in the field. What can we do? Who can we give this to? We'll give this to Bodo, but he doesn't need... We'll give it to Bear North here. Try and make there are people who like us even more. We'll go on to Oxford. Wonderful. We'll just keep on. We're basically just doing a blitzkrieg into southern eastern England. I genuinely can't think of a better way to describe it than blitzkrieg, because we're literally just punching through and pushing down through kind of behind their front line. At least that's the plan. It might not be the exact term for blitzkrieg, but it seems to do the job. I suppose we could do you, but you don't... It would take a lot to get you back on side, that's my problem. We'll see if we can get you back on side. Rikatus Mapdonyart. We might be able to bring him back into the fold if we're lucky. And there we go, Oxford. And he does have an excellent moustache, a bit like Stalin's moustache there. Okay, and now let's push into here. I think once we take here, we'll try to take Canterbury again to consolidate Winchester. We can even take London. Oh, that would be exciting, taking London. Once we consolidate this land here, we'll push for peace with all these factions. So where's going to be the next logical target? We'll go back to... We'll deal with this side first, then we'll push into London and eventually Canterbury. So we'll head here next. And we're still making good money. A lot of that's going to come from our tributes, but also from all our businesses. Weirdly, not that many places under sequestration, but I suppose we have conquered a lot of the places in England where that is actually possible. How's our army doing? Average morale. That's because we're doing a lot of the fighting where we don't actually fight in terms of kind of the sieges. That's okay. We're making progress. That's the main thing. Grant. I'm just going to call this place Grant, but I require your surrender, sir. Cute. It's much quicker than having to do each individual. Cannot speak. Each individual siege. There we go. And you know what? Who can we give this one to? Can we give this to Eckwold? Bring him on side. Yeah, let's do it. But we keep on losing morale. That's the only problem from doing this. Oxford has been besieged. Let's head back and deal with them then, because I don't want to have to retake Oxford. And also it means we can probably get some morale back for our troops. That's Cornwall. That's fine. 185 and 556. We can do that. We just need to kind of do this effectively. But 556 we want to deal with before that becomes a major problem for us. I want to make you surrender or die. 666 versus 556. Not perfect. Not all our lords are here. Not all our people are here, I should say. Rousing speech. Normal speech. Okay, it's 1 morale. What about Duel of Honour? No. No one wants to do a Duel of Honour, sadly. So we have about 100 more troops than they do. We're going to hold position. But they're going to charge in. We're going to have to push into them. My concern is that they might actually have higher quality troops than we do. But I'm hoping tactically we might be able to get the advantage. We do have more troops with us, so we could always physically pull back and then pull in and push in again. But it's not perfect. You know, it's going to cost us renown, morale, stuff I really want to be losing. So we're going to set up on this, albeit a very, very small hill. Infantry there, spearmen there, archers and skirmishers on the hill. Cavalry on the side. Because I don't know if they're pushing in, but they are at least forming up. So we'll form up and then we'll work from there. If the infantry and spearmen ever actually do what they're supposed to. Which they don't normally. Skirmishers can go up here. Cavalry can actually move down here instead. We're going to have to be the commander in this battle, because if we get involved in the fight straight away, we're just going to die. Looks like they're actually pushing into us, though, for a change, which is interesting. I would have expected them to wait and for us to push into them, but I'm not going to say no to them pushing forward. He's doing his war cry. We'll use our horn in response. I don't know if we really have better archers or not, but we're going to move the skirmishers forward so they might actually be able to get involved in the combat. I think that's the lord there on the right hand side, or the left hand side for us. I'd love to be able to deal with him, but I just don't want to die so early on. Oh boy. Shield on back, shield on back. Run! Run! Got caught on the tree, that was not good. They're actually we're going to be fighting on fairly equal terrain, which isn't awful. Horses down. I'm going to blow our horn again, try to get that morale boost, and go, 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 gentlemen, charge. Because I don't want me to get to our skirmishers, because that's going to end badly. Let's see if we can do some slicing and dicing from behind. Our horse is going to take some damage, I know, from those skirmishers up above. But I really can't focus on the skirmishers. Really, at the moment, we've got much bigger problems to deal with. And that's this melee scrum here at the front. Let's blow our horn again. We've lost a quarter of our troops. Okay. Whatever happens from this fight, it's going to be a close call. That's for sure. The enemies have arrived. It's not ideal. Half our army has fallen. We're pretty much about even at the moment in terms of losses. Let's see if I'm going to see if I can start pushing into this skirmisher line. Oh, there's the horse crippled. And we've got more troops coming behind us. That's not good. Not good at all. We are very much in enemy lines here. Let's see if we can get back to our own lines. Pull back, everyone pull back, everyone pull back. Let's do some skirmishing if we can. I'd rather not face them on the hill, to be honest. I'd rather pull back, let them come to us. 76-24 versus... we're just about holding. Just about at the moment. Okay, infantry here, spearmen here. Archers and skirmishers on the hill again. I really shouldn't have my back to the enemy. Oh, that's a big line. I'm not thrilled about that. Everyone, go, go, go. Let's push back in. Now they're off the hill. We'll do our best. But this is a major party we can't really let get away because they will just take back our territory that we're taking at the moment. So it's important we deal with them. We could pull back and get some more of our lords here with us. I know there are a few trailing behind. They just couldn't get involved in the fight in time. So that might be the option we do. But I think we will win this. It will come at a cost, of course, but I think it's the best option, really. Off to you. I can't quite catch up to you because you're faster. Oh, I'd have to deal with that horseman if I could. There we go. We can actually get on the horse as well. More troops coming in. Do we want to pull back again? Because they have another 33 troops. Damn. Okay, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. We'll pull back. So we're close to our reinforcements. I don't have to keep on dealing with their reinforcement waves in such quick succession, really. We are just about winning, but we, of course, will take some losses here. Although most of ours will be wounds, not deaths, so that's a positive. My concern is they're coming in with quite a few fresh troops, whereas our guys are pretty scattered. And I want everyone to be much more compact than they are. Because they're too spread out at the moment, I think. This horse doesn't feel like a great idea, because horses are naturally targeted by skirmishers, I find. Go to you, go to you, go to you. Take out who we can. And I'm going to get them to charge now, I think. We're at least a bit closer to our reinforcements now. Well, let's at least hope that we can win this. I think we will, but it will come at a cost, which I'm not thrilled about. But otherwise this guy will just follow us around and retake all the territory we've been taking in East Anglia. And we don't really have time to go back and try retake these places. So the more we can deal with these major armies, the better, to be honest. How are we doing over here? Probably not excellently. These melee troops from the Mias are strong. You must go, cucumbers? Not a problem. Thank you for dropping by. I really do appreciate it, as always. We'll see you soon. Oh, our horse is dead. See you around, cucumbers. Enjoy your cucumber facts and any cucumbers you decide to eat. Oh, we are out of position here. Ow, that hurt. Throwing spear there, let's use it. And we missed. Excellent. We are going to die from blood loss fairly soon. That's my only concern. But this battle is nearly won, thank goodness. Let's see if we can win this before blood loss or wounds take us. Who's still left? Some of these skirmishers. Charge, gentlemen! Charge! Victory and blood loss is going to take us soon. Come on, end. There we go. 16 renown, 2 morale. We've got another battle to go yet. Can we do more command options? No, we can't. Let's get going. Oh goodness, we spawned in the river. What a horrible location to start. Okay, let's get on. Let's get out the river. Get out the river and work from there. These will be 500 troops of the Mias that we no longer need to deal with. So that's useful. And especially if we're gonna go off to London fairly soon, then we don't want them to push in. I don't think they're going to push into us, so we're going to have to push into them. Our horse is crippled, sadly, so it's much, much slower, which is sad because it was a spirited horse and cost us like 8,000 pennies. Okay, let's push up to this little mound here. It's not perfect by any means, but we'll have to make it work. Infantry there, spearmen here, archers, skirmishers, and cavalry. And then we'll work from there. I don't think we should have too many issues. Most of these guys look like skirmishers at this point. We're actually going to dismount because this horse is too slow to really do anything useful with. Oh, man, our shield wall guys just take ages to get involved in the fight. Has that horse just got really massive mane under its neck, or is that just me? I don't know. I'm actually going to get the infantry and the spearmen to charge now. And everyone else can follow in fairly quick succession. I'll join the shield wall. Me and this Briton warrior. I actually prefer fighting on foot in this mod. I don't normally, but in this mod I prefer it. Everyone else can charge now. That's probably not a perfect way to do this, but that's okay. Let's take you out. That was really fun to do. To do that cool ninja jump. And this pony should actually have some health. Excellent. So this is a fast enough pony that we can use it, because we actively try to attack the horse. Man, not the horse. I probably could have said that a lot clearer and more kind of less weird, a lot more properly said than kind of my weird hash of words when I'm kind of in one of my tongue-twisting, garbling moments. Go to you. Most of these guys are skirmishers, so they probably take only one hit or two to kill at most. Obviously, guys with shields are a little bit more of a concern. And there's the new spawn in, so let's pull back slightly. We will blow the Horn of Destiny ish. If we stop getting hit by these blowing javelins. As we should probably put our shield up then. We take one damage from blood loss. We'll probably get knocked out in this fight as well, but that's okay. We should be okay to win this fight without too many issues. Okay, come with you. We also have some reinforcements coming in. Excellent. Deal with you. We might get knocked out here, but we'll just do as much as we can before that happens. Go after you. Go after you. And you. And you. And you. Okay. And then we're going to keep pushing forward into East Anglia in general. We'll try to take Canterbury, we'll try to take London, we'll try to take some of these major strongholds in the south east of the country. We died due to blood loss, but shouldn't be long until this fight is over. That's the last guy there. There we go, wonderful. I do love how colourful everyone's clothing is, which of course was actually more historically accurate than all the like black leather that you get in kind of TV shows nowadays. That is a lot of soldiers, which we are going to take. I could probably take this in a more organised fashion, but probably most of these I will just end up dumping into a town centre and then kind of reorganising from there. But I'm still happy just to have more soldiers in general, so I'm not going to say no. The slaves, I don't know if they actually turn into anyone useful, however. Do the slaves turn into anyone useful? Farmer ruffian, okay, that'll be fine. Slave driver. Fisher, I don't know if you turn into anyone. You turn into a sailor, I'm going to release you. I don't find the sailors really worth the time to take, to be honest. It's going to be probably more people than we can actually take here, so let's make sure we take the good people. The veterans, the horsemen, the standard bearers, the Vikings, the hornmans, pretty much anyone who is worthwhile taking. We might actually be able to take everyone if we're lucky. Oh, look at that. 75 out of 75. Wonderful. Share the loot. That should have got us at least a couple of trophies, I would hope. Yeah, quite a few battle trophies. Sadly, not any epic trophies, but that's okay. And we'll take the rest to stealth. Oh, we have an army standard. Increases morale during a battle. We're going to give that to one of our companions, actually, I think. Because normally we can't find one of those. Although I can probably buy them on... But we'll give this to Asbjorn, even though he's going to be knocked out pretty much straight away. But we can probably give him some better equipment now. Here you go, have a helmet. Have some crude ratting boots. Have some actual not... Well, actually, your monk armor is not actually that bad. I thought it was, but it's pretty decent. But we are going to get rid of your god-awful weapons, I think. So here you go. You can have the two-handed banner. You can have... We can have a sex back until we get something else and better. We'll actually give you some better steady weapon boots. There we go. We give you a spear. Actually, no, we're not going to give you a spear because you've got the army standard. I'd like you to use that, really. Actually, we'll give you your sling back for the time being. But I'd like you to use that first, to be honest. He looks really silly with his priest outfit and then the helmet on top. Okay. Get you upgraded to... I think Ruffian's better than Farmer. And where can we actually sell these where... Okay, we can go to Chippenham. I mean, I know there is a prison broker there, which is useful. Chippenham we're not at war with, which is good. Cirencester we can't actually go into at the moment, because we're not at war with Cornwall. We may be in the future. Okay, so to the meat hall. There is some spearmen here who I'll happily take. I'll speak to Ethelmere. There's a bunch of prisoners I can sell. I will have to do it manually, but that's quite alright. Money is money. We can't obviously sell an Elderman, but we can sell everyone else. And pretty much just hire anyone we can. If we can get up to 300 troops, that'd be very useful. But if we can't, that's okay. We just do what we can. Okay, wonderful. There is a traveller here. Oh, it's another ambush. There seems to be a lot of those, but I suppose we're not a very popular man in the grand scheme of things. What do you mean no shooting? I'm throwing weapon. Oh, how about that? He actually killed me that time. But I blame the tavern broker because he didn't allow me to throw my weapons. But yeah, because we're not popular, it means that people are going to come and kind of come after us a bit more, but that's okay. We will redeem our battle trophies here. And we did pick up a war trophy, which is good. Don't know where from, but I'm not going to say no. We can also sell that book because we're done with it. This guy doesn't have that much money. Luckily the things we're selling aren't exactly, incredibly priced. But I want to try save up for some better ships, and they do cost a pretty penny, so I'm not going to kind of not take what I can. Bread, wheat, barley, veg, fish, meat. We'll take whatever we can. Okay, that's that done. Here in Chippenham. Where's our next target? It's going to be probably, I'm going to say Norwich, I think. We'll go to Norwich next and then work from there. We still have a pretty decent outfit of troops with us, maybe less than we originally had. But some might be kind of coming from a little bit further. And we've got Bjornoth. Welcome, sir. And I'm also going to give you... Well, you want Jorvik, of course. Here's 5,000 pennies, because I want to keep you on side. We do need to, of course, award Jorvik to myself. But we can do that later on. I won't be taking Dunwich or Canterbury for my stuff. I will, however, be taking London. Purely because I live there. It feels like the right thing to do. Okay, we go... Well, I suppose we go for this place first, actually. It's on the way. No, you don't get to go inside. You do not get to go inside, sir. Surrender or die. He's loved by the people. Well, he's going to be loved less when he's dead. Even though you can't kill them. Okay. We will set up on this little mound here, I think. And we'll work from there. This is actually going pretty well for a change. I do think we'll need to deal with Ireland last out of all the countries. And by that point, that should be a walkover because as someone was saying in the YouTube comments, Ireland is numerous in terms of its troops for its armies, but they tend to be fairly weak. So that should be a nice one to finish it off with. I was actually planning to go back to Ireland this stream, this part of the campaign, but fate's changed that because just looking at our kind of circumstances, it felt like going into Laithlind, going to East Anglia was a much more, was a much better thing to be doing. It seemed like the much more tactically sensible option to be going after at that moment in time. Because before, that was all Northumbria, and I didn't want to declare all the territory I'd been taking out was mostly Northumbria, and I didn't want to declare war on them because then we'd be at war with another faction, and that would be too many. But because they're now in Laithlin's lands who we were already at war with, there's no issue at all. Right, infantry here, spearmen here, archers where you are, skirmishers here, cavalry can charge actually. We'll let the cavalry charge. So that we might be able to get them to kind of push forward a little bit. At least that's the hope. May not be successful, but one way to find out, eh? Whether we will be successful in taking over well, we should be successful in taking over the territory. The real question is whether we can hold on to all the territory, and I don't know. That might be a little bit more concerning in general. I could be a lot less cautious with these guys, actually. Oh, hello, you're coming in. I don't know if you're someone important, but I want to kill you anyway. There we go. Taking out your horse. Oh, ow. I think some of the horses might have come after me. But that means... Okay, they're charging in now, so now we get to watch from the sky. Because I don't really want to have to reload or kind of go back in. It's not... It's a fight we'll win anyway, purely just off numbers. Obviously, if I'm not there to command, it won't go quite as smoothly, but that's okay. There should be a shield wall clash here momentarily. There we go. Charge, gentlemen. Nicely done. Yes, it's nice that things are going our way for a change, because normally they don't. And when you become such a big faction, everyone really wants to kind of take you on, and they still do. But thankfully, we're not all on the same landmass, so people struggle a little bit more to get over the sea and come after us, because even our own territory is Dumfries and Edinburgh, and not that strongly defended. I think they've only got about 200 troops inside them. By finding this mod, it's a lot easier to be able to take a place back than to defend it in the first place. And I don't know if that's kind of an opinion that is shared within the community of this mod or this DLC. It's one that I've always thought the right way to do it. Yes, you can kind of have a territory and stack 700 troops inside of it, and they probably won't win, but castles are also fairly undeveloped in this world, as is historically correct. They might have had wooden fortifications, but the kind of big castle structures that we know today and throughout kind of England and also throughout Europe, certainly in England, they were kind of brought around by the Norman Conquest in 1066, and this is based about 100 years before that, maybe even a little bit more. And so the kind of mass castleization, that's definitely not a word, but it's a word I'm using now, for the entirety of the British Isles really came with the Normans. And of course the Normans are somewhat successors of the Vikings anyway. So it's all connected. But the Vikings settled down in Normandy at the behest of the French king when they decided to become kind of a fighting force to them, and the French king decided to give them some land, and so they went and lived in Normandy, and then in 1066 decided, you know what, I actually quite fancy some of England for myself, and then they came and took it. I don't know what our troops are doing over there, to be honest with you. Guys, what are you doing? Charge! There's only some skirmishers left. If you run away, I suppose they're trying to meet up with their reinforcements, so it feels a little bit unnecessary, I must admit. Let's put up into the sky a little bit so we've got a little bit of a better view of things. I feel that's the most unnecessary retreat when there's like 30 skirmishers here, but, you know, I can't control the AI from up in the sky, understandably. They are now pushing forward somewhat again. They are now charging, which is good. But I just feel like they didn't really need to pull back there, but, you know. If the AI think that's the right decision, then so be it. It's mostly just skirmishers versus skirmishers at the moment until someone else gets involved. Okay, here we go. We're finally getting into kind of the final stages of this fight. I think there is a mod that can do this, is where when you kind of die, you can just choose to take on the role of another soldier within your army. And you don't get to do any commands or anything, but you get to just keep fighting. My guess is why it's not implemented in certain mods in this one is because one, like a player, controlled soldier, can actually have quite a significant impact on a battle, kind of over one of these computer soldiers, or computer-controlled soldiers. So my guess is it would create a bit of an unfair advantage if you kept on getting to respawn in kind of a new soldier's body. But we've won. I'm not going to bother chasing the rest of them down, that's okay. He managed to escape, but at least he didn't escape, at least he didn't get into the castle before we took that over. Because they might have stiffened their resolve to not surrender, and that would be a little bit frustrating. Okay, let's go after you. Share the loot as is common. A few battle trophies, excellent, and I think also a war trophy as well, wonderful. I don't think we need to take the rest, that's okay. And we'll go into this place here, which has a lot of prisoners, which makes me happy. So we're going to besiege, and I need you to surrender. Thank you. Oh, a whole bunch of soldiers, nice. Again, we're just going to kind of take them in any order, and then we'll work forward afterwards. So we'll work out our proper system for getting these guys organised. Problem is, there's so many different kind of similar soldiers. But I might move just like the Vikings up because they're pretty strong soldiers, and we are starting to lose some of our Sphere warriors, understandably, because we've been on a long campaign. But I'd like to move maybe these guys up, the Viking and the Danish elite Viking, as well as maybe the nobleman, the elite skirmisher, and the warrior. Okay, let's get some more ruffians. Cool. Who are we going to give this to? Let's give this to... I don't want to keep on giving this guy more land. Or this guy if he rebels. We'll give Egbert some more land just so he likes us a bit more and might actually join us on when we kind of do our marshalship. And we'll head on to Norwich, which is the Laithlind town. We just need to wait for the rest of our lords to catch up. Again, we shouldn't have too many issues. There we go, wonderful. And I think I'll give this place Oh, I'm not going to give it to Bodo because people genuinely don't like it if I give the land to Bodo. Who can I give this to? Gives the call in. Huithril, I think, is a lost cause, really. We might just have to take that land back. Eckwald, we already given him so much stuff. I don't want to give him any more, really. Let's give Ethelf some more land. If we can buy those guys off, we will do. Otherwise, we're not going to bother. We'll head to Rendersburg next, and we will deal with Dunwich last, I think. Or Dunwick. That's a Connacht trader. Oh, hello there. You're a strong East Angles lord. We have quite a few peasants. Let's just gather some more troops, and then we're going to go in. We meet again. I require your death. You are, I think, actually the king. Yes, you are the king of East Angles. Time for you to surrender or die, sir. Call them back. Commander options. There's nothing we can do. Another big engagement here with another East Angles. It might even be the same East Angles lord, to be honest. I know this one's the king, but I can't remember if we fought the king last time or not. And is he going to come in and charge after us? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I wouldn't if I was him, but if he wants to, that's completely his call. I'm not going to say no. Infantry here, spearmen here, archers and skirmishers on the hill, cavalry and cavalry archers over there, please. Thank you. Again, this is going to be one of those fights we want to actually take more of a commanding role as opposed to just fighting, because we will die. We can still be hit for quite a lot of damage, and also we still are fairly badly injured from some of our last engagements. Spearmen, I would like to move forward. I don't know why they decided to hide at the back. Same with the infantry. Move them forward, and then we can work from there. I think we've got about a 4-to-1 advantage in terms of troops, which is good. But we still need to play it right so we don't lose too many. He's starting his shield taunt, so we'll do our kind of I was about to say Hannah-born. Our horn, blow our horn. I want to see if Asbjorn is here with the banner. I don't think he is yet, because he's actually quite low down in the party. We should get him back up to the top. I know, there he is, but he's got his sling out. I think we might just want to ensure that he only has his banner going forward. But we do also have some other standard bearers, so that's not the end of the world. Are they pushing forward? They're kind of pushing forward, but not really. Let's let the cavalry charge again. We don't have that many of them. And then hopefully we can kind of push them into charging forward. Although some of them are our companions, which is not perfect. Let's get these guys to spread out, see if we can get these horsemen through. I don't know why they didn't just ride round them, but they always seem to just go the most direct route possible. It's not always the best way to do so. But that's okay. Ooh. In the meantime, let's actually move people forward. So infantry here, spearmen here. Archers and skirmishers, we don't really have a hill to work with. We're just going to have to make it work somehow. Okay. At least this way we're kind of getting some people involved. Looks like they are now charging in. Let's maybe not get ourselves killed. Like that. We're going to pull back. We're going to try that again. We lose 30 renown. It's not ideal, but it's a big fight. I don't want to be knocked out for that entire fight. This time we've got a much better hill to work with. The loss of 30 renown isn't exactly great, but we can work with it. I'm going to have my cavalry charge again straight away, but this time I'm going to probably not move from this hill myself. Problem is, because we have a lame pony, it's a very slow one, and they can catch up to us with relative ease if they have a pony of actual proper standing. We could charge in, but I think it would incur more casualties than I'd really be willing to to have at this point, so we'll just see how this goes and then work from there. Understandably, they more want to stay at the kind of the edge, where they're a bit safer, but they may not have that chance, and I think they are now pushing forward at least somewhat. They're kind of pushing forward. But we'll get our infantry and the spearmen to move forward slightly. It's a bit close, so they might be able to bait them into attacking, but I think the cavalry is now charging anyway. Given we don't have much health, let's not be on the front lines and die like we did last time. You can move forward, spearmen. I don't know why you decided to stay on the hill. That's okay. I'm actually going to get everyone else to move forward slightly as well, because that way we might be able to get our range units a bit more involved a little bit earlier on into this engagement. They do have a lot of bannermen back there. I'm going to blow our horns because he's doing a shield taunt. But his skirmishers at the front there are dying, which is good. Okie dokie, let's push forward. However, I need to not be stupid and push forward myself because I'll die. Spearmen are going to charge now. They'll be able to catch up, and then infantry charge as well. Archers and skirmishers, there's no real need for them to push forward for the time being. But I'll let them charge anyway once they've run out of kind of their arrows and similar. So we do have some pretty strong soldiers in our skirmisher line, so I should really let them get involved, at least to some extent. I do need to replace this horse because it's incredibly slow. The enemies ride, let's just be aware of that. We've got a little bit of time before they get involved in this fight, so we can probably do a little bit more damage. In the meantime, take out some of the bannermen, which will be good for morale, and also take out the leader. Excellent. If we can take him prisoner, that'd be excellent, because he'll either be worth a lot of money, or he gets... I think we can actually get gear off some of the lords, from memory. Let's do a bit more throwing weapons, if we can. Let's not get too involved. We're still not on very much health. I think they'll take slightly the upper hand at the moment because there's a lot of them. But we should get some reinforcements coming in soon, and that should change things. But we are pushing forward closer to their reinforcement wave. But there's our reinforcement wave, which is good. Again, I do expect to take some losses here because this is the King of East Angle. He's a tough cookie. But we're tough cookies too, we can handle him. At least once our troops catch up. Which they will do, eventually. Oh, our horse took more damage there than I might have liked. Okay, we're going to pull back because they've just had another reinforcement wave. I don't want to deal with them again. Pull back and we'll work from there. Pull back to our lovely hill of hills. Infantry and spearmen there. Archers, skirmishers on the hill. I don't think we actually have much cavalry left, to be honest with you. Cavalry and horse archers can somewhat go over there, but I don't think there's that many of them to really justify it. We'll pull back, we'll reform the shield wall, and we will go from there, I think. Okay, they should still push forward into us, which is good. Just going to make sure the infantry is forward a bit. Again, I'm going to get everyone to bunch up as well, because I think they're a little bit too far apart and a bit too thinly spread. I'd really like them to charge us, and they are going to, I think, now. Everyone, charge, go, go, go. Blow a horn, get the morale, and push. These will be some fairly Ow! These will be some fairly decisive battles going forward. Because this whole game is about, as with a lot of strategy games, is you're kind of fighting on the back foot for a lot of the campaign until you can snowball enough to be successful. And I think we're just we're nearly at the point where we might be able to snowball the entire map, but it's not going to be an easy run. But once we get there, once we get past that point of no return, we should be in a much better spot. And I think once we really take over a lot of southern England, we'll be in a much better spot. If we can take over southeast England today, maybe Wales on our next stream, and then southwest England on our final, not our final stream, but southwest England on our kind of stream after that, then we can focus on Frisia, we can focus on Norway, and then I think we'll finish off with Ireland. And that might even be able to be done in like 1 or 2 streams there. So maybe 10 or more, 15 more parts, and I think we might be done. I can't remember what part we're on now. I think this might be like part 36 or 37. So maybe we'll get to like 50 or 55 parts for this entire campaign, which will be our longest series, which will be quite cool. I think our Frostpunk series is due to be maybe 20 to 22 episodes. LA Noir, which has been on a bit of a hiatus just while I've been kind of focusing on other projects, just because they take quite a long time to record, those ones, and often require a lot of editing due to the kind of graphic content, but that should be coming back soon. I think that's got another 10 or 12 parts to go. So also both Frostpunk and LA Noir are about halfway through. I think we're done with this battle. Yes, we are. We still have another fight to go. I'm not going to order my troops to fight without me there, because I think they would die. For some reason, auto-resolving in this game is a lot worse than if you just fight the battle yourself. So we're going to get everyone to follow me. There's not going to be many of them, but we need to deal with them. There's a moth flying around, and it's it's flying right in front of my face while I'm trying to record. Where are they? Somewhere over that direction. Everyone can hold here for now. I don't see them, but they're definitely there somewhere. Oh, I see them now, okay. Well, again, we will get set up because this is the King's army. So we need to kind of ensure we're not throwing away lives unnecessarily. We still have a long campaign to go yet. That being said, if someone does offer peace, either East England or Laithlind, we probably will take it soon. I wish there was a few days response time that you could give. So, like, if someone offered peace and then you were mid-siege, and you could take the siege and then accept the peace. But I understand why that's not the case, because otherwise you could, I feel like, abuse that quite heavily. But so it is understandable, but it would be nice, I think. We've got infantry pushing forward. We'll let our cavalry charge, again in the hopes that they will push in themselves, but they may or may not do so. I think later today I've got to do some more recording because I'm not around for the next couple of days. So some more YouTube recording to do. Probably an LA Noir episode, maybe a Frostpunk episode, but we've done a lot of Frostpunk recently. I do try to keep to a regular schedule, but I just haven't been able to at the moment. But I would like to get back on a kind of more regular schedule where uploads are a lot more consistent between the different series, because both LA Noir and Alien Isolation have not been either recorded or streamed in quite some time. So I'd like to get back on a more regular pattern, but we'll have to make that work somehow. And of course we do have warships, but I kind of treat warships as a kind of random series when I need to fill a slot, but even that I haven't really had the time to record recently. Weirdly, one of the warships videos has done better than expected. One of them has got kind of 60-70 views, which is nice, but I'm not entirely sure why that particular, because all the battles that we're doing on the warship campaign, they're quite similar. And so I'm not sure why one is, you know, they have the same thumbnail, they have pretty much the same tags. So I'm not entirely sure why that one's done decidedly better than the other ones, but that's okay. I'm always grateful. This is taking too long. Let's just charge in. It might not be the most sensible decision, but it's the decision we're going to take anyway. There's only 200 of them. We have 6 times their number. It's going to be okay. Again, we are really too damaged to go on the front lines at all. We'll just have to kind of stay at the back and be the obnoxious commander who doesn't actually do anything to contribute and only commands because his father was rich. And he possesses no real military qualities at all. But maybe we can go after some of these skirmishers. If we're careful. See if we can do some throwing weapons. Nope. We can't really. And now we're stuck in our own line of soldiers. Excellent. We are tactically very sound indeed. The enemies have spawned in. That'll be back there. Go to you. And we definitely don't want to be on the front lines against those new soldiers, so we'll pull back somewhat. Let the brunt of our force take the main damage there. Let's see if we do some throwing weapons from afar. I think that might be somewhat of importance there. If we could actually hit him, that'd be great. Somehow we managed to hit his shield, even though his shield was in a completely different direction. But, you know, I've never been particularly good with the throwing weapons anyway. Okay, go after you. Run, 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 thank you. You two look rather important with all your snazzy armour. Okay, take you. Somehow that horse received 36 damage. I suspect that might be from a throwing weapon or similar. Definitely don't want to get stuck in front of all these ranged units. That spells a death sentence, really. We do need to... I need to remind myself next time we head into a major town to get a new horse, because this one's too slow. It's fine for kind of clearing up a few of these guys, but the problem is that they die so often, or get crippled so often, that it never really feels worth the kind of £8,000 or £10,000 that you spend on them, because they never have any armour. I like some other mods where they can turn into a true, like, heavy war beast, where you can just run down kind of the lower tier soldiers with your horse and they just knock them unconscious. Actually, the horse is a great slaving unit, because your horse knocks them out and then they become prisoners. It's excellent. I think I tend to use like a Netherworld Charger or a Jatu war beast in Prophecy of Pendor, and that works excellently. There we go. Dealt with the king. And he managed to escape, sadly, but that's okay. And I think we're going to be getting over 200 soldiers again for the first time in a while. Excellent. Again, we will just take them all, even though if they're not particularly excellent. We'll grab everyone and we will sell them for as much profit as we possibly can. Or train them up for as much profit as we can. Either or, really. Well, I'm hoping we would have got some decent battle trophies or war trophies on that. I think we got another war trophy. Excellent. We'll take all these battle trophies. I'm also going to take this stuff and hopefully give it to Asbjorn or Solvig. That being said, I think I want... let's take those off. We'll give you an actual sword, although we don't have any shields for you yet, but I'm sure we can get one in time. That's not a problem. I'm going to speak to Solvig as well, because she's got... oh no, Solvig's still all... no, she's not. She is here somewhere. She's just further down the list. She's got an axe. She's got that. She just needs some better armor, really, more than anything else. Here's a helmet. And there is some better armour here. Crude angle light armour, not perfect by any means, but it's certainly better than your Norse tunic that you're currently carrying. Let's also upgrade all our remaining soldiers. Norse Warrior Archer, Britain Warriors. Norse bowmen, angle companions, angle bowmen. Probably not the best idea. Angle bowmen aren't too excellent. I should have really gone for the Norse bowmen, but that's okay. Let's move these guys up a little bit. The Angle veteran, the Norse companion, they are better soldiers. They can probably do with being further up in the list. Okay, let's... Do we want to go for Dunham North? No, because that's a village, isn't it? So let's go to Rendersham. Sorry, Rendersburg, I should say. And work from there. 405, we should be okay. Let's just wait for the rest of our troops to catch up. And we'll besiege, and hopefully that will be a surrender. Wonderful. We could probably take on a couple new lords, but let's just ensure that the ones we have like us a bit more. We'll give you some more land. I'm now giving them like multiple forts each. If they rebel, it will turn into a problem. But that's okay. We will retake Colchester, I think. Colchester only has 200 troops in. We could probably take that over by ourselves, to be honest. But we're starting to get more people liking us now, which is good. So into Colchester we go. And I'm going to speak with the commander. And I want them to surrender. And I'll happily take all the troops possible. Wonderful. Again, I'll try organise this party off stream because it's a little bit of an arduous process. Sure, we'll give Bono some land. They're not going to like it, but that's okay. Give Bono some land, make him like us a bit more. And he's been one of our companions since the very beginning. Let's just have a look at East Angle, how they're doing now. They still occupy a little bit of territory, but that once we take Dunwich, they'll be down to just one other bit of land left. How are we doing? East Angle we might end with a truce soon. Okay. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. How many troops are there in Dunwich? Are we even going to be able to take that with our current troop count? What on earth is that? That's Hagersland. I can't. I completely butchered that. Where is it? That's over here. Gotcha. Let's go break that siege before they. That's just a trade. That's fine. This place was under siege. It's not anymore. It's okay. Some people coming over to us. I think we will probably. I'm happy to make. If I can take Dunwich, I'm happy to make peace with East Angle at that point. I don't feel the need to really go into... I don't really feel the need to do more there. How many troops are there in Dunwich? Oh, that's a big group of soldiers. I don't know if we're going to be able to take this place on by ourselves. Would you surrender? No, the fort has been defended by lions and we leave it with our heads high. You can guarantee our safety. Oh no, you will. You have my word, you will not come under attack if you leave the fort. Very well. We've taken Dunwich. How about that, eh? I didn't expect to be able to just walk in and take that, but I'm not going to say no. Who are we going to give Dunwich to? Because I don't want Dunwich for myself. We need to give it to someone who actually likes us. Give it to Huithril. Because he'll get some other land as well. Sure. We'll give Huithril some more land. And there's also a competition here. Cool. I didn't actually mean to join it. Let's just leave. Right, the Mead Hall is a ransom broker here. Excellent. I want to sell all my prisoners. Thank you. There's also some veterans here. I will take them because they are always useful. I'll also trade with the locals. We'll redeem our battle trophies. If only just to hopefully make Dunwich like us a bit more, because from memory, the Kingdom of East Angle don't really like us ever since we raided one of their monasteries. They haven't been all too fond of us. But that's okay. We'll get some more dried meat, some more veg, some fruit. And how about that? Look at that. We are definitely spreading. We do of course have some issues here with the Moon Main. We're going to have to take all this land back. I think some more land might have gone over to them in the meantime. I think at Griffin it wasn't always that way. So yeah, I think we will have to take on the Moon Main next time. Let's just have a little look-see at London Wick. See if that's available for us to take. some people might try to retake Dunwich, understandably. They're going to send me, they're going to pay me 8,000 for an Ealdorman, absolutely. Wessex offers us a peace, with pleasure. I have no real arguments with Wessex at the moment, to be honest with you. I'd actually be happy to make a peace with... Please don't say you've taken my land. The people of the defeated Kingdom of Denmark have taken up their weapons, and King Horik has taken a fee from the Kingdom of Remain. King of Denmark have been restored. Long live the King. Notes, factions, Denmark. They hold Dorchester. So where do they hold? They hold Dorchester here, or Dorchester. They hold this place here. They're taking Quilnam. Okay. So the Denmark have resurged. The question is, have they actually resurged in Denmark? No, they haven't. Good. So these resurgent factions come by a lot, but we'll be able to deal with them. That's fine. I'm just going to go see if London is available for us. 547, I think we can take that, to be honest. Hello, gentlemen. I require London. Bugger off. London is mine! Haha! This feels great. Oh, this is incredible. I'm going to defer appointment for the time being. We're going to save because we're going to need it. But we are going to take Lundunwick for ourselves, and we're going to take Jorvik for ourselves. So then we will have 4 major seats of power throughout the kingdom of the British Isles. We will hold Lundunwick for ourselves. We will hold Jorvik for ourselves. We'll hold Edinburgh, and we'll hold Dunbreton. I don't think we need to hold more towns than that at the moment. Maybe we'll take Canterbury. Maybe we'll take Bodmin. I'd like to take Bodmin because I'm a fan of Cornwall. I want that place myself. But let's go into London briefly. I'm just going to go to the meet hall. There's only a sailor here, that's okay. I don't think we need to do any trading with the locals. So what we're going to do... Oh, we can finish off Canterbury as well, that'd be nice. Let's see if we can finish off Kent as well before we push any further. These are just... Aha! That's a lot of troops, goodness me. Do we want to take that on now, or do we want to leave that for another day? That's going to be a big fight, isn't it? It's going to take a while. Kingdom of Laithlind... that's my father-in-law, isn't it? Olaf Gudrunsen. Characters... Yeah, it's my father-in-law. Oh, please, hang on. Let me just see if I can bring him on side. Oh, he doesn't like me because I, Oh, I'm sorry, Dad. Or Dad-in-law. We will deal with him, I think, next time. This has been Viking Conquest for today, and we have made some damn good progress. Look at this. All of this land wasn't ours. And all of it is the Kingdom of Laithland's fault because... Oh, I've never actually zoomed in this far. It's cool to see it. But we get to... We've made some really good progress because we're at war with both Laithland and East Angel, and that means we can really push in here. Once we have taken Kent here, we will sue for peace with both Laithland and East Angel. I think they'll accept because they're in some rough issues. I'd like to take that place back, and then we're going to go after the Kingdom of Remain, just clear up the mess in the Empire, take back Bedinburgh, some of this land, take back our land up in the Highlands in Scotland as well. But that will do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.